I'm being strangled by Santa. He's very attached to me. So,
Yeah. I mean, he wants to fuck you.
oh my God, Justin,
The blasphemy of it all.
the blasphemy of
Can you
that's
imagine? I mean, but honestly, like, this is just like it's so what I love, and also what I'm like, it's like so cringy about our community. It's not cringy, it's just funny that like we really take everything society like deems like wholesome and wonderful and like right about the world, and we just fuck with it. Like, the idea of like Santa fucking someone, it's like, what the fuck, that's so crazy. Or the idea of like, the way we've taken on this like daddy son fucked up like scenarios of sex that we want to have sometimes. Like, it's so interesting to me that like people, not right or wrong, get off on that. Like, it's like they really want to play this role play of like daddy son stuff. And then and it comes from this like, the nuclear family. Like, it's so interesting that we really take everything and just say, well, or you could do this,
oh, it's not
right?
that's not the Christmas message. I was
I know, but
I'm
it's
I like Santa is very like I got Santas all over my place. Not
I
all over,
know.
but Santa is I love my Santa. And
I
I
love Santa too.
yeah, but it makes it feel so dirty what you just said with the
What's dirty about it?
well, I just think it's certain things I just like
That's what it seems like. That's what our community likes to do, is take something that we are just like, that the world sees as this like perfect little thing, and it's just like, well, this perfect little thing can also be a sexy little thing. I mean, Santa can be sexy too. Now we have to like, it's just part of what is the evolution of these ideas that are, illusions that aren't for nothing. They're actually really lovely. Like, I was having this conversation the other day with somebody about Christmas. I was like, I'm not religious, I don't care about Jesus Christ on Christmas being born in the manger, but I love this time of year. I love all the things. I love setting up the tree, I love decorating, I love Santa, I love the idea of this jolly old man like bringing presents to everyone. And like, it's lovely, but at the same time, it's really just about like the feeling that I get, and also the coming together that it helps us, or encourages us to do. you know it's like, yeah, how do you see it?
this was just supposed to I for me it was supposed to be light and fun and just say a Christmas message to people like all of like 1 minute.
Which we could do if you want. Ah, that is amazing.
Hey,
Welcome to Christmas, everyone. Hi, my name is Justin Gerhard. Welcome to the Queer Network.
and I'm Eddie Fritz, the silly, crazy Eddie
Hat.
Fritz. Now I got my Santa hat on
Oh, Santa hat.
because I want to spread cheer and love and all that good stuff.
Joy of the season.
And you are wearing red and some are those beads you have on?
Beads? Oh, no, it's just part of the sweater.
Oh, surprised it looked like beads.
White trim.
I have little.
Obviously, it's a crop top, everyone, but you don't get to see that part
Well, it
today.
wasn't obvious till you stood up.
I know, but I wanted people to know
Did
that
you
I
make that or did you buy it?
I bought it as a sweater and then I cropped it.
And then you
Yes, because I wanted to wear it at the bar, and I was like, this is gonna be a cute. Christmas one.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
On it
great.
last year. Yeah, it was cute.
Speaking of which, I don't know if people know, I think we've talked about it, but that you
Uh,
work at a bar.
yeah, I work at a bar in New York City called Industry Bar. It's in Hell's Kitchen, and it's one of the oldest bars in the Hell's Kitchen area. It's 12 years old. It made it through the pandemic, which was huge. It was like the bar that I used to go to when I was like a little baby gay, like 10 years ago. So it's really full circle to be working there now and getting to like, I don't know, it just feels like I get to like give back and be what I experienced,
Mhm.
be a part of what I experienced 10 years ago. Because I really do get to see it's such a lots of tourists come because it's like the first thing that comes up on Google if you look like Google gay bars in
Okay.
New York City. It's like, whoa, my gosh, it's the one that comes up. So if you're in New
I'm
York City, come say hi.
I'm still on the
Pour you a vodka soda.
lots of what?
I'll pour you a vodka soda, or I'll
Ah,
make you a Cosmo. Although, it's a dive bar, so don't be expecting like, yeah.
listen, I'm still stuck on the baby gay. So you're the baby gay, I'm the daddy gay.
Well, now it's actually funny. There have been a couple, I would not really dates. When did this happen? I feel like actually at the bar, sometimes when people will leave after giving me or after I give them their drinks, I've actually heard them say thanks, daddy. And I'm like, and I'm like, okay, this is what this feels like. Great. I
Hmm.
mean, this conversation about daddy is like it's deep. We don't have to go into it today.
No.
Let's talk about the holidays. Let's talk about Christmas. It's it's really I mean, it's exactly as you said. We really wanted to two things. Say thank you to everyone who's, stood with us as we ebbed and flowed over the past 3 years. I mean, it's been a very interesting ride, not one that you could have fully prepared for, pandemic being a huge part of that. And I feel like we've really come out on the other side, having learned so much our relationship, about our relationship to the network, about what we love about the network, about what we're grateful that we've tried, so that as we move forward, it feels really easy to make choices about how we want to move forward now. Uh, and we've really let that happen, in a natural, organic pace. That, like, we took that break that allowed us to, and in some ways, just come back to our friendship and the core of that. Not that we ever lost it, but like it was wrapped up in work a lot of the time. And so, and I've alluded to some of these things too about my own journey, that after having let go of certain relationships in my life that were there for quite a long time, like my perspective on a lot of things has changed. And so it's been amazing to come back to it and then see the response of the audience of like, oh, it's so good to see you back.
Mhm.
And to have really embraced the partnership that this is, the the perspectives that we bring to our queer community and how we share that with the world, and our ultimate goal to create videos and to create content that resonates with our community and also pushes our community and also challenges our community and also invites our community to be a part of this conversation. um that's just all feeling really, just like the holidays feel to me, like just feels really good. And so big thank you is like the first thing I want to say. I don't know if you want to add anything to that before I dive into one more thing.
Yes. Let me add, because the word that kept coming up in my head the whole time you were talking is that, as we've said many times, we've tried many things on this network. Um, and what we've settled on, you and I having a conversation and sharing,
Mm-hmm.
And the big word is message.
Yeah.
And I've said this many times that whenever and I've tried in the past, but now it's happening even more so, is that we are trying to relay a message, and with whatever we do, there are lessons in what we do, there are teachings in what we do, um, and not to say we're like the big, teachers, and
No.
we have things to that, but there is, in if you look at the interviews, the last couple of interviews we did, there's such big messages in it, for particularly for our queer community, but for everyone.
Truly.
Because any message that is out there for the queer community can be a message for everyone. And that to me is where we've landed. And we used to prepare so much for these calls,
Yeah.
for these sessions that were, whatever you call them, that we do.
Yeah.
Now we don't do that.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking, I knew we were going to do a Christmas much, and I was thinking, well, okay, so what are we going to say, and how do we say it? And I thought, no,
Yeah.
let's just,
But
and
that,
this is the beauty of what we do now, and it comes down to, just sorry, I want to make this last point, that the thing that's the most important thing in life, I think, and I say this with anyone that I start to date or possible relationship, is communication.
mm,
And that's what we're doing now. We are communicating and just being real.
and
Yeah.
that ties directly back to what we got to explore in that year, not creating content. I feel not that we intentionally did it that way. I just feel like we both needed a break. But what it allowed us to experience was just like we still had our weekly chat, and we still got together once a week as much as we could to talk. And then from that, realized that like just hit the record button. Like this is what we want to share with this is what you and I want to share with the world, because we are the kinds of people that are just like seeking what's underneath the first layer. We're investigating, we're interested in each other's well-being, or how you got here or how you get there, and we just realized that we want to share that, and that's why landing on this queer talk podcast, the Teddy Talks, it has just felt so easy and natural. Like it doesn't feel like I ever have to try to prepare for this. Our whole prior relation, like everything leading up to this, has prepared us for this. And so we're just excited for like where it's going to go, not even knowing exactly where it's going to go.
My goal is to still have something meaningful and a message to give to people,
Mhm.
because we usually talk about, kind of everyday things.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of struggles, and how do we help people to maybe struggle a little less?
Yeah. And that's why you already alluded to this. Like, we're not claiming to be these perfect, figured it all out humans who are here to relay these divine messages to you all. Anything but that. In fact, we're here to share our own experiences that have led us to some realizations. Also, continuing to share that we're just figuring it out as we go too. And that's why I love also and I bring this up, like, I only bring it up when I bring it up. I bring it up because I think it's our power. It's our one of our superpowers as a friendship is our age difference. And I hope that every time it gets a little easier for you to hear it, because it's a superpower, not because it's a representation that you're older than me. We're all going to be your age one day. That's exactly how this works on this planet. But what's beautiful is that you at 65 ish, um give or take, could be 60, who knows, um are showing up for your community, for yourself, for the world, regardless of how old you are. And I just think that's really important for me to see and for our community to see.
Because what happens is when our community starts to get to my age, we disappear.
Mhm.
We disappear.
Eddie,
We don't um I don't know I don't know what it is, but you just don't, like, where I said, where do we go?
but
Where do they go?
you are a representation of changing that.
Exactly. And also wanted what to say, it doesn't matter how old one is, you're still always learning.
Yeah.
There's always lessons, whether it's lessons from someone that you're the same age, or lessons from um someone who's in their 20s.
There's so much to be learned from each other to help us along the way as we figure out how to exist in this world.
Yeah, and again, the word, you said the word, but the word, before the word that came to me, because these, words come to me, one's message, one's communication, and now it's community. And I
Yes.
think that's a good message at this time of year. Like, and we have again talked about again, if you watch the last interview we did, we talk a lot about community with the
Mhm.
guys that we talked to from on the floor.
Mhm.
And I think that's kind of a big thing of what we're all about
Yeah. And
here at
that's
Queer
actually a
Network.
huge part of this time of year. Those three words,
Yes.
honestly, you really hit it on the head, like without even knowing that it's really, we celebrate those three things: the message of the season, we celebrate communication because you're often in more communication with the people that you really love or that you haven't seen in a while, and then it's about the community that we create when we come together in these moments that we're celebrating the holidays.
And I would like to add, um, as we wrap up this message, is three other words.
Mm.
And three words. So this is my sort of um ending
Message.
message here, and then I'm gonna pass it to you for your. Mine is not only at this time of year, but a message going in to the new year. And it's three words. It's three words that um I think about every day and strive to practice. And one is love, the other is kindness, and the third one is gratitude. And that's my message, is to really focus on loving one another, being kind, and to be grateful.
Mhm.
Um, even if you don't have a lot, be grateful for what you have, and to be grateful to to be able to take a breath, to have a breath, to be able to breathe and to have your heart beating, and just to be grateful to be alive, because we're alive for a reason,
Totally. You're
you
here
know,
for a reason.
here for a reason. And you may not know what that is, but and I'm telling you, if you just listen to the universe, and there are signs all the time.
Yeah.
And it again, it may be difficult, but
Mhm.
even the difficult times, that's why you're here. So
Yeah.
what's my message?
Because part of that difficulty is going to lead you to some sort of realization about whatever situation you're in. And if it's, at this time of year, if this is a difficult time of year because of all the expectation around the season, I just encourage you to quiet all of that by coming back to yourself,
Mhm.
acknowledging the simplicity of I can breathe. I am safe in this moment. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. This is an illusion. Perfection is an illusion. But how can I enjoy in some way that feels good to me what we really believe is the core of this season, of the holiday season, which is kindness, love, being grateful for where you are. It's about community. It's about that is the message of the season. And yeah, I think if you can find new ways to approach this time of year like that, I feel like it takes away from it being a trigger for not having a partner or not having a family that loves you or not having, there's a lot of knots, and that's fair. Those are valid knots. I'm not here to say that you shouldn't feel those things. Absolutely, those things will sting and hurt and maybe even physically hurt you. At the same time, is there a way to find some sort of joy for yourself in the
Yes.
season? I
And that
believe
is,
that's possible. And I want to give that kind of hope to anyone, because it's up to you at the end of the day. It's up to
and
you.
it is. And in that, let me say those words again. You can focus on loving yourself,
Mhm,
be kind to yourself,
mhm.
and be grateful for yourself.
Totally, because you're here for a reason.
Yes. Yes. And celebrate you,
Mm.
So, okay, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back in the new year.
We will, with new messages and new hope and new exciting people and queer stories. And I'm sure there'll be more crop tops and hats and lights and
And,
painted toenails and
and I would like to say, I would just love it. We keep asking this, but I mean, we would be so thrilled and honored to have you out there. Um, you know, Send us a message of what you'd like us to talk about.
totally.
If you want to come on, it's so
Yes.
easy
It's
because it's Zoom. We'd love to have you on. We want to talk to the community. We want to talk to what, stuff that maybe your concerns or your joys or your, whatever you want to talk about. Like
yeah.
Jocelyn and I love talking
We can
to each other.
chat. We can chat forever.
Yeah.
But we also enjoy chatting with other people together.
Yeah. So come on.
Queer@thequeernetwork.com. Send us an email. And
Yes.
we're being curious.
Yes.
Also, please go check out the two movies that we put on the channel this year, On the Floor and Heavy Petting. Both have follow-up interviews.
Do you think we could ever do like a 2-minute message?
It's impossible. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Happy holidays.